If you're anything like me, you're preparing for the next time you sit down to a game of Commander, only to find you're in a pod of whatever you're playing, and 3 Urza Chief Artificer Commander decks. 3 white, blue, and a black for a legendary creature, a human artificer. It's a 4/5. Has affinity for artifact creatures. Artifact creatures you control have Menace. At the beginning of your end step, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. He's got a cool retro border. He's got sweet tights on. He's Esper colors. He's got all the artifacts. Aw man, well, good game. I'm gonna go cry into my 40k decks. Well, now wait a second. When I lived down in South Carolina, a man covered in filth with a long dirty beard crawled out of a pipe when I was walking my dogs and told me, "Threats are expensive, answers are cheap." I didn't know what he meant back then, but as I gaze upon the golden god, Urza himself in old bordered glory, I think I figured out what he means. Well, Vandal Blast is creeping up in price. It's about $5 now, and if you're running red, that's a solid include in any of those decks. But have you ever thought about the old Hammer Mage? It's 1 and a red for a creature, human spell shaper, it's a 1/1. Has X red and tap, discard a card, destroy all artifacts with mana value X or less. He's got tiny hammers, he can turn any card in your hand into a versatile artifact kill spell. This guy hates trimming his eyebrows and he hates artifacts. How about a Dismantling Wave? It's 2 and a white for a sorcery. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Also has Cycling for 6 white. Discard this card, draw a card. When you cycle Dismantling Wave, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Wow, talk about versatility. This can hit a slew of problem permanents and late game can just kill all the artifacts and all the enchantments. Have you ever seen a Bane of Progress, brother? It's 4 green for a creature, elemental, it's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bane of Progress for each permanent destroyed this way. Urza's forces tore across Argoth, and Argoth responded in kind. That's the flavor text. This guy tells you what to do right in the dang flavor text. Read it out loud as you destroy all of the Urza decks at the table. How's about Hurkyl's Recall, 1 and blue for an instant. Return all artifacts target player owns to their hand. Here you go, guy. And all those dang tokens go away. Take that, Urza. Now you're hanging out all by yourself, you loser. And how about Farewell, 4 white for a sorcery. Farewell artifacts. You can exile them all. Farewell's already crept up in price. You can easily deal with all those stupid artifacts. Dang it. How about Artifact Mutation, red and green for an instant, destroy target artifact. It can't be regenerated. Create X 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens where X is that artifact's mana value. Can't even be regenerated, don't even try, Urza. You got the old classic Aura Shards, 1 green and a white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. This had a reprint recently in the list. I got 3 copies for $4 each, and by Gandalf's beard, it's crept up to $6. What is this guy in the art doing? He's probably doing some kind of Fortnite dance. Pernicious Deed is 1 black and a green for an enchantment. X, sacrifice Pernicious Deed. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value X or less. This will hit all those dumb tokens, all the Memnites and Ornithopters that Urza players are going to be packing into their lists. How do we deal with the man himself? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but there are precious few ways for mono black and blue to deal with all those artifacts. Green, red, and white have a ton of options, and most are really good. Well, we can kill Urza over and over again, but that affinity for artifact creatures means he'll just be back. But what if we could just turn him off? Let's put Urza where he belongs, in the oubliette. 1 black for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, target creature phases out until oubliette leaves the battlefield. Tap that creature as it phases in this way. So they gotta get rid of the oubliette to get Urza back online. Imprison in the Moon is a similar effect, except they can tap their Moon Urza for mana. How humiliating for him. You're a moon, dude. Or you know what? Just snatch that Urza up with a blatant thievery. Hey Urza, hang out over here. I was just using you for your power stones, you loser. Get out of here. I guess the moral of the story is threats are expensive, answers are cheap. You should probably run a few ways to lock up your opponent's commander, especially if you're going to find yourself in a pot of 3 other Urza decks. This is Nicky G from Better Commander, signing off.